Where has everybody gone? What is going on here? Order volume on Paradox has been down like 50% this week. It's crazy. Even some days down like 60, 70% from where it was last week. So I don't know if everybody's kind of feeling the pain of the bear market here and crypto and this with stocks selling off, everything seems to be going down right now. But man, it has been a pretty wild ride. So the strategy the last couple days has been getting hammered pretty hard. So yesterday was pretty relentless selling most of the day. If we take a look here and basically this is midnight UTC time is where the day started, and the selling pretty much just accelerated into US trading hours, and stock market in the US sold off pretty hard and took down a lot of risk assets with it, including crypto. The strategy did okay in this portion here while it was a little bouncy, but as soon as the market started tanking, uh, it was a pretty rough day yesterday. So yesterday finished down a little less than 2%. The strategy did. So that brought its week total down to negative 32 basis points. And then we're taking a look here at today, starting at midnight UTC, and we can see that it's pretty much been the opposite. We got a relief rally going on here, and strategy did pretty good here when it was kind of range bound. When the market took off here, wasn't really a whole lot in the way of pullbacks. Got a break here. Strategy actually got to flat position, even though it had been selling into this rally here, and now we just are going full on parabolic. And so let's see here. Right now for the day, the strategy is at negative 2.4%. So basically, I think I'm going to need to put some sort of sentiment indicator in here to kind of figure out, okay, is the strong buying or strong selling being really persistent over the longer term time period? Because right now I'm just looking at the order flow and the order book imbalance over just a very short historical time period over like the last, you know, 2 to 10 minutes to kind of figure out where to place the bids and the asks. So I think I'm going to need to take a look at a longer time frame to kind of figure out, okay, what's the kind of underlying mood of the market here, and I need to be a little more conservative because I don't want to be, you know, super aggressive on the bids going down and vice versa going up. Now, the thing I will say that I was pretty happy about yesterday was the strategy takes on a maximum of 8 lots position size. And I think yesterday the maximum it reached was 5 lots, which means it did a pretty good job of managing the inventory, even though the market pretty much was in a strong sell off mode all day long. So I was happy about that. Previous versions of the strategy probably would have maxed the inventory out and then ended up hitting the 3% daily stop limit that I got in place. So that was a win, I think. Then the other thing I want to make a modification to is, like, on the way down yesterday, what I was seeing was it was getting super aggressive with the asks, which I wanted it to do, but I think it was getting a bit too aggressive. So there's so when it's calculating, that algo's calculating kind of the spread between the bid and ask that it wants to submit, and a bid gets hit, it's calculating, okay, where's the next ask I want to place. um, there's components, there's a minimum amount, then there's a volatility component, there's an order flow component in there, and then an order book imbalance component in there. And it was almost always going for the minimum spread amount, which was fine given that, I was already 4 lots short, I want it to be pretty aggressive with the asks because I want it to encourage the asks to get lifted. But my minimum spread amount is only $10 on Bitcoin, right? So I was seeing that was probably getting a little too aggressive. So I think I might um, widen that to at least $20 minimum spread, just so, because I was seeing I placed the $10 spread and then it would get hit right away. Like the market usually would just kind of bounce back and hit that amount, and that offer would get lifted. I was like, oh, okay, I offset my inventory. I made a little bit of money off of that trade, but I could probably move that back like another $10 and still be okay. So I'm going to make that modification. And then an update to the trade busts. Um, so I had a bunch of trades busted the previous day, and trying to figure out how to handle this from the algo standpoint. And what I'm seeing is that there isn't really an easy way to do this. So I might just have to, if the algo sees that a trade was busted, I might just need to close out all the positions, cancel the orders, and send myself a notification saying, "Hey, go take a look and see what's going on here." Because the trades that were busted happened over the course of, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And so there's not really a reliable way to tell what the actual inventory is, because I didn't know if any more of my trades that had gotten executed were going to get busted. So, and the documentation doesn't say, okay, your inventory amount or your current position in the UI that you're seeing and via the API is going to get reflected immediately based on those trade busts. Meaning that, okay, maybe I'm short, or maybe I'm long 5 lots like I was yesterday, and one of those trades was busted. How long before that position is updated, and how long was I holding it, thinking that the order had been filled before I got a notification that it was busted? That's the other thing that's a little concerning, is that the order looked like it had executed. I got a notification saying it was filled, and then at some point later I got I didn't get a notification because it's this whole separate WebSocket apparently that you have to subscribe to for trade busts. It doesn't come through the order status WebSocket. But basically, there was a notification on the UI that a bunch of trades had been busted. So, and not only that, apparently the trade busts are specific to fills, not orders. I'm monitoring order status on Paradex, not the fills WebSocket, meaning if an order is executed, like, and there's 3 fills for that order, like, was filled over 3 different like separate sub executions, the bust could be related just to one of those fills, in which case I would have to also monitor the fills, relate all the fills to my orders, and then if a trade is busted, or a fill is basically busted, go see what fill it was related to, and then what order that fill was related to, and then try to adjust my existing orders and inventory accordingly. And this is just getting like to be crazy logic. And I don't even, this happens so rarely. I mean, I've placed a few thousand orders on this platform, and this is the first time I've run into this problem. So I don't even know in real life how this is going to react. So I think the simplest thing will be just shut the strategy off, go check it out, and then wait for their tech support to say that whatever issue is going on has been corrected. So anyway, so that'll be what I'm working on, and I'm also working on some trade reporting right now, because I think it'll be super interesting just to see how many trades are getting placed. As I said before, there's not an easy way to export this data from the Paradex UI, and see what trades are getting placed, how much I'm making off of maker rebates, and then just the average trade size and all that stuff. So I'll keep you posted on how it's going. Today is another rough day. We're going straight up, hoping things hang on and don't hit the stop loss today. But this is definitely a good stress test with Bitcoin being up like 5%, and it's pretty much been mostly straight up. So definitely want to exercise this thing and test various market scenarios. So I'm glad I'm kind of seeing this market condition, and we'll see how the strategy reacts. So have an awesome weekend, guys. I'll talk to you later.